What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Lovers World mini series. So today we are going to be going over the makings of Lovers World. So when I first started doing Lovers World, this project and my last project, I recorded everything at home in my home studio. And for me, that was a great thing because I had just graduated from college. I graduated from Full Sail with my audio engineering degree. And one of the important things for me was to be able to record my projects, because like I'm always creating different songs. And so it really, really worked out to be able to record a lot of my songs. But when I took my songs that I recorded home and I brought it to the actual studio, and I worked with Magic, and to hear him take my creations that I made at home and make it something big in the studio. I remember the first song that he did that too, when I was just like recording stuff at home. He mixed my song The Mac, and I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I was like totally blown away. Like, I'm just like, yo, like I recorded that, like to some people, they might not look at that as, an achievement. But for me, it is an achievement because it shows that I've been learning a lot from, school. I've been learning a lot from watching my engineer. I've been learning a lot from YouTube University, so I've been learning a lot of different things. And so basically and it saves a lot of time, A lot of times, like when I would be recording, and don't get me wrong, this is a part of the process for artists. But for me, like, I like to go in the studio and not have to worry about like the time and, being on the clock when I'm recording, because it might take me forever to hit a certain note, and I don't want to just be holding up the session trying to hit one note, or trying to hit a specific note, and so like, basically, I would bring my studio sessions from home and I would bring it to the big studio, and like we would make something really dope, really dope. And each song just got better and better and better. Which song took the longest? I don't really know. Like, I want to say You Are Not Alone was like one of the longest records, like, to really get to 100%, because like it took me some time to really, really open up emotionally and like get real personal. It took me a while because, every time like I would say like I'm done with the project, everything is done, I just felt like it was missing. I just felt like it was missing that soul. Like, it was really missing that soul. And what it really was missing was You're Not Alone. That was one of the records that hit different for me. And it took me a while to really open up in that way, and I'm proud of, the work that we did. I worked with Jay the Writer on this joint. He definitely added to this masterpiece. And Magic, he did his thing on it, and it was really dope. I will say, it was really dope. Producers, I work with different producers, but one of the main producers that I work with on this project, his name is Drum Dummy. Me and him, we've worked on a few records. Like, we worked on The Mac, we worked on Sex Part 2. We worked on a lot of different records. We worked on Hit Different. We worked on Feeling on Your Booty, which you guys will hear that song soon when the album come out. So he's like been a big aspect of like me like sampling certain records, because like he really does his thing with, especially the samples. Other records too, but he knows what he's doing when it comes down to these samples. And like, it's really dope. It's really dope. I've worked with, like I said, I worked with Jay the Writer, who has been in my corner for a long time. and we always gonna be locked in, you know, with the music. And you know, I appreciate him for believing in me, you know, since the very start. John C. Magic, we've been working for a long ass time, like, and that's the thing, like when I work with certain people, like these are people that I've been locked in with for 10 plus years, you know, like these are people that have really seen my evolution as an artist, you know, seen me evolve as an artist. So these ain't just some new people that I'm bringing around, and that's just how I feel about that. Features, I wanted to keep the features at a minimum for this project. So the only features that I did do for this project was Morganical, which she's a dope female artist. Y'all need to go check her out. She just dropped a new album, and one of my favorites from her album is Self Love, just like that. Next Time. I love the whole project, but like Self Love really hit different for me. And just watching her grow as an artist and, you know, put out her project, you know, I've witnessed her, you know, make music on the spot. So I've seen her greatness. So definitely shout out to Morganical. Also King Var the Superstar, you know, he's a dope young artist that's like really killing it right now, doing different shows, doing different things. And, you know, we collaborated on something really dope. And, you know, I'm really grateful for the features that I did get for this project. Like I said, I wanted to keep the features at a minimum because I wanted the focus to be on the whole entire body of work, you know. And, you know, a lot of times people can like fill an album up with too many features, and it's just like, oh damn, like, you know, they came to like, you know, hear your project, you know. And, you know, you gotta have solo records, you know. You gotta have those records that showcase you, you know. Features are supposed to be a compliment, you know. That a feature is supposed to compliment you, you know. You're not supposed to have a bunch of features, you know. The goal is never to have a bunch of features on your album, you know. And that's something that's important for me. How much of Lover's World is imaginary and how much is real? I would say 100% real. You know, this is 100% real life shit that's going on. Definitely, yeah, 100%. Like I couldn't imagine just like telling some fake shit, you know. Like the shit, it wouldn't even hit for me. Like it wouldn't even bring no type of emotion if it was on some fake shit. So like I would definitely say like, yo, this is some real R&B shit, you know, some real shit. What's one unreleased track that almost did not make the cut? I will say a song on the project that almost did not make the cut was my song, Fuck Nigga. I got done with it and it was just like, Fuck Nigga was not always like my favorite record because like I felt like it was, you know, I don't know, a little cliche, you know. But what changed my mind about Fuck Nigga was I actually did a show at one of my bros, Freedom. He throws excellent events, and I performed that song at one of his events, and everybody went crazy. People I never even met, they were singing the hook, and I'm like, oh shit, like I was about to take this off, but it's just like I might as well keep this on because like this some heat. Like obviously this is a relatable joint, and I felt like, who am I to take this song off the project, you know? And I that's what really made me say like, yo, like you're bugging. What are you thinking? Like put that shit back on here, you know? And that's what made me do that because I guess like a lot of dudes can feel this record and a lot of women can relate to this record. You know, it's one of those records where I know females gonna feel it And I know men going, you know, a lot of the real dudes out there, they gonna really feel it, you know, and that was my thing, you know. It's just making music that people can relate to, you know, like that's always the goal, you know, to make music that's relatable.